Something was very wrong when Julia Kate Richter was a newborn.
The baby just wasn't doing well, wasn't thriving, wasn't growing.
Then the diagnosis.
Julia Kate was 8 weeks old when we found out she had cystic fibrosis.
The joy of a new baby was becoming a heartbreak.
When you have a new baby, you've just decorated the nursery, and the highs are so high, and there's this little pink bundle, and everybody's gathered around. You're just elated. And so I think to go from that elation to this news, you know, your baby has a genetic, incurable, fatal disorder. You've so far to fall. You know, you're riding so high that it was really horrible.
Every day, several times a day, Julia Kate endures best therapy to loosen mucus in her lungs and to prevent infections.
I have cystic fibrosis. I don't like to go to the doctor sometimes.
Cystic fibrosis is an inherited chronic disease that affects the lungs and digestive system of about 30,000 children and adults in the United States and about 350 here in Oklahoma. CF causes the body to produce unusually thick, sticky mucus that clogs the lungs, leading to life-threatening lung infections and severe digestive problems. Treatments and therapies exhaust the entire family.
The whole family has CF.
Julia Kate's brother Jack hates to see his little sister go through this.
I feel like I have CF as well. And if there were a way that the doctors could transfer CF from her to me, I would let them do that.
When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone.
We quickly went from, you know, feeling a little sorry for ourselves and obviously in shock and devastated to feeling strong and feeling blessed that we had a child for whom a cure was, you know, on the horizon.
Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
To watch Caitlin Spears practice for the high school pom squad, dancing, leaping, cheering, you would never guess she has cystic fibrosis. Her parents watch in wonder at a moment they thought would never be.
I never did really allow myself to dream. I never thought that I would be able to see my daughter enjoy life like she has, as healthy as she's been able to be so far.
A week 14 years ago was a week that shook the foundation of this family when they feared they would lose two of their children, one a toddler, the other unborn.
Dr. Reyes came in and said, "It's positive." And I said, "Oh," I just started crying.
It was a shock to me when she called and told me that our child was diagnosed with a terminal disease. Something that a word that I had never heard before, cystic fibrosis. What's that?
There was great relief when their one-year-old tested negative for the disease. But then in days, Melissa found out she was pregnant and held her breath.
Less than 2 weeks after Caitlin's diagnosis, we found out Melissa was pregnant with our third child, and that was the first thing that popped into our head. Is this going to happen again?
Son Nathan was also diagnosed with CF. 2 children, the odds were against them.
Every 1 in 20 to 30 people is a CF carrier. So in a crowd like this at Orange Peel, where you've got 10,000 people, you just count off. Every 20, you're a carrier. And if those carriers were to stand up in this crowd, they would find out that if 2 of those people conceived a child, 1 in 4 would have CF.
The reality is that in less than 20 years, we've been able to quadruple that life expectancy up now to about 40 to 41 years of age, which is directly a result of the research that's been provided through the dollars that's raised each year to keep the hope alive for a cure.
When she was only 12 hours old, her family got the frightening news. She has cystic fibrosis. Her little life became a rigorous routine of treatments, medications, and growing up in a hospital.
Then 12 years old, I was diagnosed with a bacteria in my lungs, and they told me, well, I asked one of the questions, am I going to die from this?
By 18, Allie Hall knew how to put on a bubbly face, but she was in pain, growing worse and growing sicker until she had to face the fact she needed a risky double lung transplant.
I got really bad starting senior year, and I was put on oxygen at the beginning, and it was tough. I went through graduation, prom, big whole, senior baccalaureate and all that with oxygen.
Tomorrow morning I leave on a plane that will fly me straight to North Carolina. I'm getting new lungs, which will be awesome. It's a double lung transplant, and the next 2 months is going to be kind of rough because, I have to wait for, new lungs, but once I get them, she said life will be different.
On June 17, 2007, Allie got her transplant. 7 hours of surgery, 8 months in the hospital, life-threatening blood clots, learning how to walk, talk, and even breathe.
So weird to be normal that sometimes I have to check myself. Wait a second, is this right? Can I do this? I guess I was just so sick that I didn't really think about my future. I never have thought about my future. Laughing and breathing is the greatest feeling I have ever felt in my life.
Allie is on a new and wonderful journey with a bright future again. She still takes medications, a lot less, and is still getting back on her feet, but her old life has taught her beautiful lessons about how to live her new life.
It's been a year and a half and I can breathe! I can breathe! You have one day at a time and you need to relax and remember that you can breathe. That's one of my biggest things, is remember to breathe.